Today, I want to speak calmly and clearly about a group of websites that look like separate brokers, but in reality behave like a single cloned operation. The domains dimadila.com, tiffinton.org, kaisomats.com, zariadco.com, oxtotech.com, and toramig.net present themselves as platforms for trading cryptocurrency, stocks, indices, or CFDs. On the surface, they appear to be independent projects. In practice, their structure suggests something very different. If you open several of these websites at the same time, the similarities are impossible to ignore. The trading terminal looks identical, often imitating a TradingView style chart. The deposit and withdrawal buttons are placed in exactly the same positions. The user dashboard follows the same layout. The registration form uses the same structure. Even the legal text in the footer often matches word for word. Only the logo changes, the domain name changes, and sometimes the color of the buttons changes. Everything else remains the same. This is not normal market coincidence. It is typical white label infrastructure, reused again and again. The trading interface appears to be a visual simulation rather than a gateway to a real market. There is no transparent evidence of real exchange connectivity, no disclosed liquidity providers, and no independently verifiable execution model. What you see is a screen. What happens behind that screen is never explained. Now let us talk about regulation. None of these domains appear in the official registers of major financial regulators. They are not listed in the Financial Conduct Authority Register in the United Kingdom. They are not present in the CySEC register in Cyprus. They do not hold an ASIC license in Australia. They are not confirmed by European supervisory authorities. When license numbers are displayed, verification through official regulator websites does not confirm them. Instead, a common trick is used. The website may provide a link to what looks like a regulator database, but the link does not lead to the real FCA register at register.fca.org.uk. It leads to a domain that imitates a regulator, such as a fake regulation site with a similar name. This is not regulatory confirmation. It is imitation. If a broker is licensed, verification takes seconds on the official government domain of the regulator. If verification fails on the official register, the license claim has no regulatory weight. Absence of confirmed authorization means absence of enforceable investor protection. There is no mandatory segregation of client funds, no compensation scheme coverage, and no structured complaint process under recognized law. The WHOIS patterns of these domains add another layer of concern. Many of them use privacy protection to hide ownership details. In some cases, domains were registered several years ago but changed ownership recently. In other cases, the registration period is limited to 1 year at a time. Public contact details are either hidden or generic. This pattern is frequently observed in short-cycle projects that relaunch under new branding when pressure increases. Legitimate investment firms do not operate on a restart every 12 months model. They maintain long-term domain stability, transparent corporate ownership, and consistent regulatory records. When domains rotate owners, hide identities, and operate through privacy shields while claiming global brokerage services, the structural risk rises significantly. The behavioral model across these sites is also consistent. First comes advertising. Social networks, video platforms, and messaging apps promote easy access to trading, passive income, or weekly returns. Promises may include 5 to 10% weekly growth or the support of a personal analyst. Then comes the illusion phase. Inside the user account, the balance increases. Trades appear successful, profits are displayed, but these are numbers inside a controlled interface. Next comes escalation. The assigned manager encourages a larger deposit, sometimes even suggesting loans to increase capital. The narrative often shifts toward unlocking higher tiers or gaining access to special trading conditions. Finally, when a withdrawal request is submitted, new requirements appear. A tax must be paid, a release commission must be covered, an insurance fee must be transferred. If the user refuses, access to the account may be restricted. This pattern is widely documented in unlicensed investment schemes. It is not defined by emotion. It is defined by structure. identical interface architecture, identical legal language, identical onboarding behavior, and identical withdrawal obstacles across multiple domains indicate centralized back-end control. That is not how independent brokers operate. That is how template-driven networks operate. From a risk perspective, several red flags align. There is no confirmed license in official regulator registers. There is no clearly verifiable supervisory authority tied to these domains. There is no transparent legal entity consistently disclosed across all sites. There is no independently confirmed investor protection mechanism. The risk of capital loss is high. The probability of withdrawal complications increases significantly when there is no regulatory enforcement framework behind the platform. If someone has already transferred funds to one of these domains, immediate action is important. Contact the bank without delay, request a chargeback if card payments were used, block the card if necessary. Preserve all communication, including emails, chat logs, and transaction records. Do not pay additional fees labeled as taxes or unlock commissions without independent legal verification. And most importantly, do not send further funds in an attempt to recover previous deposits. Recognizing a pseudo-broker in advance is possible. Check the regulator's official website, not links provided by the broker. Confirm that the legal entity name matches the register entry exactly. Verify that the domain name is listed as an approved trading name. Be cautious if the domain is newly registered or if ownership is hidden. Treat guaranteed profit claims as a red flag. Treat pressure tactics as a red flag. Treat requests for additional payments before withdrawal as a red flag. The conclusion is straightforward. Dimadila.com, tiffintin.org, kaisamats.com, zariadco.com, oxtotech.com, and toramig.net do not behave like independent regulated brokers. They behave like replicated instances of the same technical template and operational script. The domains change, the visual branding changes, the structure remains. In financial markets, regulation is verified in a government register, not in a website footer. When no confirmed license exists, there is no regulatory shield standing between the investor and loss.